So Thursday was a fun game. It was a big bounty poker tournament. $300 buy-in, and 200 went to the main prize, and 100 for each knockout. And it was pretty good. I made the final table, and I there was a forced chop at 2 o'clock, and right on the last hand, I was fifth anyway at the final table. So I just went all in with 5-6. I think I was up against Queen 10, and I went out. So I finished fifth, which was pretty good, but I had a couple of bounties. So between a couple of bounties and fifth place prizes, pretty good day. First big pot I won was pocket jacks. 2, 3 other people had come in. Believe blinds are 1,500, 3,000. Pocket jacks, I just pushed it all in. One guy that went after me, he goes all in over the top of me, which is good. Everybody else got out. He had ace 10, and the jacks held up. So my first knockout was there was a big raise. I was on the button. We just consolidated into the final two tables, and I had pocket eights. I called a big raise. It was like 5-6-6 raise. It felt like he didn't want any callers. So I pocket eights. I call the two blinds called as well as 4 people go in. Flop is 3-5-6. Blinds check, and he just says all in, and he pushes all his chips. He had a lot of chips. And pocket eights, I call. He gets up disgusted. I'm like, of course you call. And the other folded. He turned over sevens, which I was expecting him to have like ace king or somewhat bigger cards, but turned out my eights were good. Even though he had a straight draw, he didn't hit the 4, so I had my first knockout. This was a pretty good hand for me. I played it. Feel like I played it pretty well, but it's hard to mess up playing a set. But I stayed patient with it. It was under the gun limped in, middle position limped in. I limp in, semi late position. I might have been in the cutoff. Blinds call. It's like 5 way in. Flop was 3-4 queen. So I hit my bottom set. In the middle position, makes a pretty good raise. I want other place to stay in. There's really not a lot of draws unless somebody has ace 5 or 5-6. So I just call, and the blinds fold, but under the gun goes all in. So the middle position guy tanks for a while, and he folds. It comes to me, of course. I'm gonna go all in. It did cross my mind. He could have had, an overpair for a middle set. Set over set. But I'm never folding a set. Somebody beats me that way. Congrats. But it worked out. I had a nice double up, the first big pot. That propelled me into the final table.
Okay, so 33 is what they can get. It's 53 in the middle. 33 is what you get, right? No, 25.
We only have 4,500.
9.
I'm all in.
All right, there you go. Turn them up, boys. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Go ahead, Joe.
$130.
See if I can deal somebody a winner here.
One of us. It's on the table. Shit. Check.
I got a 5. Shit. Alright, deuces.
Final table, boys.
We get to the final table, 9-handed. Top 7 we're supposed to get paid, but we throw in a couple $100 to 8th and 9th, so everybody was getting paid. And I didn't want to chop. I don't want to chop anymore. We'll just play it out. And we decided also to keep the bounties. No more, the bounties are off the table, so we just all cashed in the bounties. I had, my own bounty plus two knockouts. So that, and and we moved on from there. And the first hand, one of the first hands, I was on the blind, ace jack of diamonds. I raise. Big blind defends, flop is ace 2-3. I lead out at bet and he folds.
I washed my hands in the toilet.
He didn't even watch.
I peed on him.
I got 0. Oh man, that's
45?
I got final numbers. Forget it. Let me see. Where else am I?
I think he called that.
He called it for it.
Heads up. Good luck, B.
No, I got 2 more. I got 2. Oh, I got 2 and 1. That's not bad. Believe it or not, 2 and 1 ain't bad.
30.
Could be 21-12. And I got 0-2. That's those numbers suck.
This was a pretty interesting hand. I had Jack Queen, late position. Jack Queen, I was suited, and a flop came out, Ace 10-8, which is pretty good because it gave me gutter shots on both ends. There was a big bet and a call coming to me. I call, and the turn was a king. So give me Broadway, but they both checked and. There's some draw there, and I want to take it down if I can. Of course, I want him to call. I make a decent bet. I think maybe half the pot, and they both fold it.
Bet. That's what that man bet. That shit.
Okay, we're good.
4 players.
4 players.
500K right there.
Stay alive.
Call. Call. Fold. 3 players.
Check.
$150.
Buck 150.
Quad. Back-to-back quad.
Winner, button is good.
You got anything there, Pete?
Something.
I check.
1 minute warning. This round will end in 1
Check.
minute.
Check.
I got king high. We're good.
I got eights.
We're good.
Pocket eights are good.
So we got to a five-handed play, and there was a mandatory chop at 2. We're coming close to near the end. So I was in the big blind with 8 jack off. Normally I wouldn't play that, but it was big blind special was checked to me. Flop comes out 2-8-8. About four players in there. So I check, see, it's too big a hand to bet. I figured it would be too obvious if I if I let out, or maybe it looked like bluff. Who knows? So I check, but it unfortunately gets checked around. Comes back. The small blind makes a decent bet, and I call, and the other 2 players fold. Turn, turn with like a queen or whatever it was. The river comes out as now it's the ace of diamonds is the flush on the board. So he leads out another big bet, and I'm thinking like I messed up this hand, but turned out that I lucked out because he had pocket deuces and he flopped a boat, and me slow playing and getting to a scare card saved me from completely busting out of the tournament at that spot. That's good.
Check. All right, 3 players for the flop. Check.
What move? I have one for you. I have one for you. I know you that well, so I didn't want to get it at you.
Call. Heads up.
Yeah, no, I had one. He said what moves I want. I had to.
150.
I don't know him that well, so I can't do that.
I think I screwed up this hand.
Call.
I did not screw up the hand. So another big blind hand. I had 2 6 of diamonds. I might have called a smaller raise from the small blind. Flop comes out 3 diamonds, 4 diamonds, and like a 10, a black 10. So I had, a flush draw, straight flush draw if 5 of diamonds hit, and any diamond probably should be okay, or a 5. 5 gave me a straight as well. So I call his flop bet. On the turn, he makes another big bet. The turn was a deuce of spades, so it gave me a pair. Which if I get another 2 or a 6, I should be good with 3 6s, with 3 2s or 2 pairs. Or of course, I still have my flush draw, straight draw. He makes another big bet. It was more than half my stack, his bet. In that spot, I usually like to either fold or just go all in. What's the point of, But it didn't matter because on the river I hit the king of diamonds and he put a lot of chips in there. And normally the reason why you want to, shove a fold is in that spot, the other guy's going to put you on a draw, and if you hit it, you're not going to get paid as much. You could still, I guess, fold if you missed. And live for another day, but it worked out that I doubled up in that spot.
150. 200. 275. 280.
305.
No.
200 right here. 150, 255. 255. 255.
255, yeah. 255. So the ending was, we came up on the mandatory chop. There was still 5 players. At that point, I was the smallest stack. And the last hand, I had 5-6. I figured I had nothing to lose because either way, I'm gonna finish fifth. So I just go all in on the button against I believe ace queen or 10 queen, and I didn't hit the 5 or the 6. He didn't hit either, but he had the better hand. But it was a fun night.